Hello people, what's up? It's me again, JunkMonster3, and like always, this goddamn lighting is terrible as usual. But this is going to be a really big update video, probably the biggest one that I've had for quite some time, because I have picked up a whole lot of movies which I haven't shown you yet. Actually, two really big stacks right here. So yeah, enough with the talk. Let's begin with the movies that I picked up. So yeah, first up we have a movie which I think I saw when I was pretty young the first time, and it is let's see what's it called in English, Aladdin and the King of Thieves. I think this was like a direct-to-video sequel or whatever. This is the sequel to uh, damn, you can't see my face. Uh, this is the sequel to The Return of Jafar, which I know very many people bash on it, but it has sort of a weak spot for these two Aladdin movies, even though they're not as good as the first one. So they're still cool. So yeah, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, not Prince of Thieves. I was talking about Robin Hood all of a sudden. So yeah, Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Blah blah blah. Can't speak. And I also picked up this one, The Return of Jafar, which was the sequel, which came out maybe 1 or 2 years after the first one. It's alright. So it has, I mean, maybe they're not the best movies in the world, but I sort of grew up with them and I enjoy them just because of that nostalgic value. So yeah, and then let's see where I'm gonna put all these movies. Oh, because there are really many movies. Oh my god, god damn it! I'm just gonna take a glass of water. The next movie I picked up was a horror movie called The Pool. This came out in the early 2000s, and this is directed by. It looks like I'm sort of anonymous with that black thing for my face. I don't really know why that happens, but yeah, The Pool. Really looking forward to see this one. I've been wanting to see this for quite some time. I know it's probably a low budget crap fest, but I mean it's a slasher, so yeah, what can go wrong? Basically everything can go wrong, but what the hell, The Pool. And then I picked up a movie called The Pack. I think this is like a remake of an older movie, which I unfortunately don't have. But either way, I'm really interesting to watch this, and I really love this cover art as well. Looks like some weird creature that's like grabbing a heart or something. I'm not really sure if it's a heart or something. So yeah, The Pack. And then I picked up this. This is like a double disc. I've been wanting to see this movie for quite some time as well, because this seems to be one of those really entertaining Star Wars rip-offs. So yeah, the movie Star Crash with Carolyn Monroe and David Hasselhoff. And just look at David Hasselhoff on that picture. I'm not really sure if you can see it that well, but like with that lightsaber thingy, this looks so rip-off in my opinion. But yeah, it can be really interesting and entertaining. Star Crash. I think this is directed by Louis Coates, but I think that's like a pseudonym for Luigi Cossi, so can be really cool and interesting. And then we have a movie, this is a vampire film from the 70s called The Thirst. Basically a blind buy. I've heard some good things about it, but don't really know anything what it's about or anything, but yeah, seems to be cool. And it feels like I'm repeating myself over and over again, but yeah, I'm gonna try to repeat myself as little as possible. The next one is an 88 Films release of a movie which I already had, but that was a Region 1 DVD release, so this is sort of a double dip in a way. So yeah, One Dark Night. To be honest, I don't really like this cover art, but we're looking forward to see this film. And then another 88 Films release of the movie Dogs. Really love this cover art more than the one I had before. I think that was like a pretty cheap Region 1 release. Still haven't seen the movie though, which I really need to do, so yeah, Dogs. And another another one which I had before, but yeah, what the hell. Dead Heat. Really entertaining, cool movie, which I think more people should see. And then we have a movie called Cyclone. Not the Cyclone from This is the one from the 70s. There's another movie called Cyclone, which has Jeffrey Combs in it from the 80s, but this is not the one. This is about, I think it's about some people getting like stranded on a, oh, what's it called in English? Like a raft or something, and they basically have to survive in some way, and I think it involves cannibalism as well, so this could be really cool. Or the premise is very cool for it, though, I must admit. So yeah, Cyclone. And then I finally pick up this movie. This is directed by Joe D'Amato, who also did, oh, what's that called? Buio Omega, or Beyond the Darkness, I believe the movie is called. And he also did Anthropophagus, I guess the movie is called. This is his movie, Absurd, sorry. A little bit tired right now because it's basically in the middle of the night. Now let's see. Okay, those movies I've already showed you before, so no need to show them again. Now let's see here. Frailty. This movie kicks ass. I watched this for the first time maybe a week ago. This is with Bill Paxton. Awesome movie. It also directed by Bill Paxton, so yeah, really cool. And then another double dip. This is the movie by Takashi Miike called Visitor Q. Just look at the cover, it looks so strange and weird and all of the things in between. But yeah, Visitor Q. Still haven't seen it though. And then we have some anime thing. This is a series of the complete collection. This is like a series. So yeah, Berserk. I've heard it's supposed to be really bloody and really gory, and to be honest, I actually got into these movies more, not movies, but these type of animation things after I watched Heavy Metal 2000, because it seems to be the same type of animation style, sort of in a way. But yeah, Berserk. I can be so wrong about this that I just said, but what the hell. And next is Silver Fang. Always wanted to see this, and I didn't really find it anywhere, and finally got it. And I really wish I could get a hold of those movies as well. I'm not really sure if you can see it down here. Damn, fucking lying. There's a picture of a cat right there, and that cat is from Puss in Boots. Like, this is like an anime version of the Puss in Boots, which came out in the late 60s. And I loved that movie. I have it on DVD, but that release is just terrible of it. So I just wish they could release that movie again. But yeah, that's a whole other story. Silver Fang, complete saga, I believe. I'm not too sure. What the hell? The next one is Excision. It's this. To be honest, the cover art just sold it for me. That's the reason why I picked it up. It has a really interesting cast as well. Roger Bart. No, just because I said that, I don't recognize anyone right here. Well, Malcolm McDowell, John Waters, and Tracy Lords. I recognize those people, but I don't recognize any of the people on the back for some reason. But yeah, what the hell? Excision. Then we have Scream and Scream Again with Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, and Vincent Price. The only one missing in this is probably John Carradine as well. But yeah, really looking forward to see this, because all of these three actors are great in my opinion. And then we have another one which I had before, but I'm not too sure if the Swedish release I had of this movie before, or that I have of this movie since before, I'm not too sure if that movie is not. Oh my god, I can't speak today. I'm not too sure if that release is completely uncut, so that's the reason why I picked up this release as well. And it's the Blue Underground release for The Prowler. Yeah, I don't need to say anything else about it because I really love that movie. And then we have another Vincent Price movie called Theater of Blood. Looks really cool. And then, damn it, a movie called Firepower with yeah, probably see if you can recognize that, this guy over here, O.J. Simpson. Can be interesting to watch. And then Dead Snow 2. it was ages since I saw the first Dead Snow movie, and I mean, the biggest reason why I decided to pick this one up is because I have watched the director's other work, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, which I really, really enjoyed, and I think that movie is very underrated, to be honest. So yeah, this is, actually, it says here on the back that it is like a no, let's see, what's it called? It reminds the audience of Bad Taste and Brain Dead or Dead Alive in many ways. So that's another reason why I picked this one up. So yeah, Dead Snow 2. And then some weird 70s thing. I'm not really sure. It seems to be some sort of sleaze type film. And the movie is called Creatures the World Forgot. Yeah, I'm not really sure which company that released this. It doesn't really matter, but yeah. Basically a blind buy. And then another double dip. Curtains, which I had before in a crappy VHS type release. Not VHS, but it had like VHS quality in it, so yeah. Leprechaun, I really dig that cover art, that's the reason why I picked it up. Moontrap, another one I had before. Let's see here. Barfly with Mickey Rourke, not seen yet, but we're really looking forward to see that one. Blood Feast, probably gonna pick up Blood Feast 2 if I dig this one, so yeah. Really, not something that's really interesting about Blood Feast is that the Blood Feast Part 2 came out in the early 2000s, which was like more than 40 years after. I'm not really sure it's 40 years. Yeah, maybe 40 years after the first one, which is really shocking to me. So, yeah. And then we have Starship Troopers Invasion. I already picked up. Let's see here, Starship Troopers Traders of Mars before. Decided to pick up this one because this basically takes place before Traders of Mars. To be honest, I did not enjoy this at all, to be honest, but yeah, that's just my opinion. And then we have a blind buy of a movie called Demon Wind. I know nothing about it, but looks really interesting. I think like everything's interesting that I've picked up, so sorry for my lack of vocabulary. But this is the next one, The Ripper, with Tom Savini. Some sort of low budget type thing from the 80s. And the last movie for this update is Hellhole. Some sleazy type thing from the 80s. Sleazy action horror type thing from the 80s. Mid 80s, to be honest, so yeah. It feels like the mid 80s felt like a downfall to the women in prison type films, because it felt like there was not really any more interest in that type of genre. So yeah, Hellhole. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed and didn't get bored, and I hope to see you again as soon as possible. So see you next time. Bye bye.